All right, I'm going to begin as I am waiting for my business partner to jump on, but I want to say greetings, and I know that a lot of people are going to probably jump on periodically while I'm talking, so I'm going to make sure I watch my screen to make sure that I am letting everyone into the room. I just want to say welcome. Jason and I wanted to do this video today to help a lot of people that are in the surplus business or interested in getting into the surplus business and may not have the financial backing to do that. I know a lot of the times with a lot of courses and just different business ventures, it's going to take us investing our money and investing our time into something different to learn something different to start building that generational wealth that we desire for our families and for ourselves. So we want to also encourage you to please visit our YouTube channel. I'll put it in the chat if you do not have the link to the YouTube channel, where we leave so much information there. We've had past students that have stated, Karen, you drop so much sauce on that YouTube channel. And I do. I think I tell a little bit more than I should, than others in the industry are talking about, but I do try to give as much information because this business is not hard at all. It's not difficult to do. All you have to have is the motivation. All you have to have is a computer and time. You have to be on a schedule where you're giving yourself time to work this business and then just have, the energy to do it. You coming in? Okay. So give me 1 second. Okay, forgive me. I had to take a phone call really quick. Our phone constantly rings over here. Claimants are calling, students are calling, so we always want to make time. I just told them they can go ahead and jump on to today's Zoom for any information that they're needing. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Let's see here. I'm letting some people into the room. Give me 1 second. One second. 3. Okay. So what was I saying? Retrain my throat here. Okay. So yeah, so if you are following us on the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe because there's a lot of videos and a lot of information that we do provide that goes over the business that will actually help you a lot understand what a surplus is and how a surplus is created after a foreclosure sale, a tax foreclosure, or mortgage foreclosure. So we are dealing with taxes and mortgages. And so I'm not going to go too into detail about that because like I said, all the information is on the YouTube channel, but we do have refresher courses and coaching that we offer every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on Zoom where our students gather and we talk about any lingering questions that they may have, any coaching that they may need as far as, speaking with claimants or how to move forward when a claimant goes ghost and they're not responding anymore. So there's a lot that's within our program, and we're going to speak about that this afternoon. So I want to thank everyone for getting on, and those that are about to jump on, or for those that are going to come back for the replay. I just want to say thank you for giving your time this afternoon to chat with us and talk with us, and hopefully you will join our team and do a joint venture with us, and let's help you close your first deal. So I have Jason on the line. I want to say welcome. Thank you for jumping on. this morning. We're not even in the afternoon yet, this morning. And I just want to jump right in, and I want to just, discuss some of the emails that we do receive from students, not just our students, but students in this business, in the surplus business, that may have um, purchased another course with someone else that's teaching this business on YouTube, and they're still finding themselves stuck. So I wanted to jump into that conversation right there, because I know that you get a lot of those emails. And I know that you take a lot of time out of your day with trying to build a system of something to where we can bring them under one roof and actually help them close their first deal. So what are some of the stumbling blocks that you think that they're dealing with, and what can we do to help them?
Well, thank you, Karen. Well, I guess the first part of it will be that some people, for the people that do get the courses, yes, they got the course information, but what actually do I do next? Some people have the courses that they go through, they have all the information. So it's the what do I do next part. And now you can also have a situation where they get the course and they may not be sure on how to go about manufacturing leads. Or I guess it's a lot of the just not sure part of it. Because we get the emails and they say, hey, I've got this course, or I haven't got a course, or I'm looking to get this course. So I can just remember where we were when we came from this, I guess in the beginning parts of our unclaimed funds or surplus funds journey, where we are now on being new and just not sure what to do, how to find the leads. And we want to try to just give them some help in this situation on closing their first deal. Because when you're doing anything new, of course, I can give you the blueprint on how to do it. But if you actually specifically haven't done it before, you're probably going to have some questions that need to be answered regarding what do I do next and am I doing it right? And I know we just got a deal from one of our newest students, and she kind of been with us 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks now, kind of going on 3 weeks. And she got our first deal last week, and she was going back and forth calling with us and going back and forth emailing, and sat out to Cedra. And hopefully that claim will be paid out sometime next year. I know taxes are a little bit different. You have to go through the court process, so it may be sometime next year that it gets paid out. It's a little bit different from the mortgage foreclosure recovery process, where it does have to go through a court process in Nevada. But it's the process of actually what do I do next? How do I do it? And am I doing it right? And even though she was new, first couple of phone calls she made, she got the claimant on the phone. He was ready to meet, ready to sign the documents the next day. And she was still like, I'm not sure, I'm not sure. But at the end of all of that, she still got the deal done, and she still got the agreement signed. So that's what we want to offer to the new people, I guess. A team where you have someone to talk to. I'm not sure what a lot of these courses, they probably don't have a phone number they can call and speak to someone directly. I guess the people that are providing the course information, they're not sure if they can actually have a phone number to dial to speak to someone regarding their cases, or email notifications back and forth regarding particular cases that they're working on. So I guess we have more of a family affair, kind of knit tight family situation that we have, where we're all cheering on each other and there to answer different questions and concerns regarding all the new people on what, I guess, things that may come up when you're actually trying to get and close your first deal.
Okay. So I'm glad you covered those bases. And I know that a lot of the time when students come over here, their biggest concern, I guess, will say, well, how do we get the generated leads? And so I wanted you to speak on that, because I know that we, out of a lot of people that teach this course on YouTube, are not offering leads. They're pretty much, I call it the Fred Flintstone. They're doing it the bedrock way, where we started, we had to go search for the leads. We had to go
Yeah.
county by county and try to find a
Yeah.
spreadsheet and hope that they were the most current, but they may not have been. So can
Yeah.
you just kind of speak on that?
Well, that is this business. This business is ran by up to date, lead generation. So, that's and this is the leads that we're going to have on a daily basis with foreclosures happening in different states and different cities on a day-to-day basis. So that's something that we're trying to help out and provide a lot of our students because they come in. Of course, you paid a course here or you pay for a course there, but a lot of the courses aren't specifically um, providing you the leads. That's something that you're going to have to get better at, and you're going to have to learn and kind of give yourself some quality time on actually on finding these leads. And I'm sure with these courses, they teach you how to do so, but we're just doing things a little bit different. We have so many leads generated in-house on our side that we're at this particular point provided them to our students just to kind of help them out a little bit, just to kind of have one of those barriers that they were going through that we can help where they don't have to go another month or two or three or a year or two versus what we had to do when we first got started. We didn't have mentorship when we first started, didn't have anybody we could call, didn't have anybody we could text, and definitely didn't have anybody that provided us leads to say, hey, let's go through this lead source right here and see if you can get some deals out of these specific leads right here with the names, the addresses, and the phone numbers, where all they had to do was call and text, and with the email addresses also. All you have to do is call, text, and email. So we're just trying to give them added value, just trying to give them a plethora of value to just try to stop and escape all the barriers that they would have on why they couldn't close their first deal or why they haven't, got someone signed up. So why, oh, I'm looking for an attorney. Okay, we're going to do that too. Well, I don't have the paperwork, the agreement paperwork. Okay, we're going to give you the agreement paperwork also. So once your claimant says they're ready to go, we provide the agreement paperwork to the claimant. It's nothing that you specifically have to generate or verify if what you have is accurate or not. We'll do that all in-house. So we're going to give you our back office team, and we're going to help you actually get started today, emailing people back and forth, text messaging these numbers and calling these people to see if they're in the process of recovering their funds or even if they even know about it or not, because you're going to have a little bit of all of that. You're probably not going to be the first one to win the race on all of these leads. So it's some people going to say, yes, I'm already getting started, or yes, I'm trying. You're going to get some people that, yes, I know about it. Let me see, get back with it. And you're also going to get a lot of people that say, hey, no, I didn't know. I appreciate and thank you for helping me do this. So yes, I would like those funds. And yes, I would like for you to help me. Like our student got a deal a few days ago. And again, this is from a lead list that we sent her. And I think this was way back in March. So we're April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. This is 8 months away now. And she's calling leads that were provided and generated back in March in Nevada. And the people still haven't been contacted or called. And this goes for your city and your state also. There are going to be old leads in your state also, but it's up to you to try to find those and generate those. That's your due diligence that you have to do. But joining us, we're going to provide you that information where we can kind of skip you up to our speed, where you're not wasting so much of that time looking for these leads and trying to find them. We're going to help you by providing some of our in-house leads to kind of help you get started.
Now, I wish we would have had something like that. Well, all that you just said, I wish we would have had something like that starting off. And what Jason is saying is so true because I was spend, I can only speak for myself. I would spend like hours on one lead, skip tracing, trying to find the person, going through all these dead numbers, and not even landing a good number to even leave a message on, and forced excuse me, forced to find relatives and leave messages with relatives. And y'all know how we can be a little funny. That's just human nature. We can be real funny about you leaving a message over here at your cousin's house or your sister or your brother's house, and God forbid y'all don't get along with each other. I sure ain't fist to relate no message to that over there. So I'm just saying, it was so time consuming, very time
Yes.
consuming. So what you're saying is that you're going to already have your lead skip traced with numbers that are 95% good, an email address, and possible relatives with good numbers as well. Is that what you're saying?
Well, in this business, of course, you're not going to come across where every phone number is 100%. So again, we're in the business of finding people. And like you yourself, you probably don't have the same number you had 2 years ago or 4 years ago or 6 years ago. Information is always changing. Things
Or 6 months
change.
ago?
6 months ago, there's death, there's divorce, there's debt, we're moving, things of that nature. We're changing service provider, we're going phones. So things happen. So we're in the business of finding people. And in finding people that just got foreclosed on, they probably could have had a landline at this particular home where they're not at the home anymore. So where would be a next best option on finding them? So you're putting pieces together and you're putting family trees together. And sometimes it's more than one claimant that you're signing up family members. So I was calling, just to give an example, I was calling a claim last week back in Virginia, and I contacted the granddaughter, and the granddaughter said, "Hold on, let me call my mom." My mom got the same number, the same name as my granny, so sometimes they get those people mixed up. I got mom on the phone. Mama says, "Well, it's not specifically I'm not the daughter of my granny. We have the same name. These funds are going to go to my uncles and aunts, which would be the sons and daughters of grandma." And she said, "Hey, it's about 8 of them." And she gave me all of the names. And I'm going to be looking for all these people out in Virginia. I think it was a Gloria, a Sabrina, a Frida, a Brenda, Evangeline, a Nathaniel, a Darnell, a Douglas, a Purcell, and Roger. And they were like, "Roger may have some kids, but I think Rogers passed away." And I was saying, in that situation, if Rogers passed away, and forgive me, that's definitely not the conversation that we want to have when you're going through a family tree and they tell you someone's passed away. So always show empathy and try to have your heart on your sleeve when you're speaking to these family members regarding these type of situations, because it's always close to heart. So I was like, I apologize for your loss, and my heart goes out to the family. But that's about 8 people, 9, 10 people with the kids that are going to be due unclaimed funds from this property sale. Excuse me. So now, if I'm looking for 8, 9, 10 people, of course, when I call somebody, of course, the phone number could be wrong. But if I'm contacting all these people, what's the chance if you get on the line with any one of these family members and say, "Hey, this money that was due to mom is now go to the kids. Are you able to get in contact with Purcell or Roger or the kids or Sabrina or Gloria?" Wouldn't that be a good percentage, a good chance that the sisters and brothers already know the sisters and brothers that grew up together? So the family will fill in the pieces for you once you get on the line with someone. Just like I spoke to the granddaughter, she's like, "Okay, well, here's mom." When I got on the line with mom, she's like, "Hey, here's my uncles and my aunts. Here's one of them that I know that knows about it. Here, give this person a call. Give Sabrina a call." I spoke with Sabrina, and she said, "Hey, I got your information. I'm going to give it to Karen for her to provide the agreement paperwork out to Sabrina through email." But that's how you do the business. I don't think any business is foolproof where everything is going to be directly the way you want it to be all the time. And this is this business. It's phone numbers. It's data. So yes, we want the phone numbers to be right, but when you're contacting people at this particular regarding these unclaimed funds, every phone number is not going to be right. It just happens. You just have to shift through that list and through that information and put it with True People Search and whatever other platforms been verified you want to use to find these people. So we're in the business of finding people. So in the midst of finding people, yes, all the phone numbers are not going to be right, but how much are you going to put into it to get a 4-figure or a 5-figure check regarding these claims, which are in the thousands, 100,000, 200, 3, 4, 500,000 if you're going up Florida and California. So with these property values just shooting up in the sky on a monthly basis with all these foreclosures, how much energy do you provide on finding these people where you can get the 35, 30, 20, 25% of these particular type of numbers on finding somebody? So if I got 3 or 4 or 5 numbers, I'm going to call all 5 of them looking for this person because they probably don't know about these funds, just the way Cedra got this young man signed up last week and he didn't know about it. So what better or great experience that we could have here on helping these people recover these funds, and then they say, I didn't even know about it. Thank you for helping me. It's just an amazing situation.
So now that you've gone over that part, because I know that that's one of the lingering questions that a lot of students or people that just kind of come into the program they have. Well, I'm calling all these numbers that don't work, and they kind of get into their personal feelings about that. But then, and they and that plays a big part of why they don't continue and why they're not continuing to be motivated to keep doing this business. And so, what I do tell a lot of our students is that move on to the next lead. If you've gone through every number and none of them work, just move on to the next lead. Don't put all your everything in one jar. Well, I forgot the saying, but don't put everything in one, but all your chickens in one basket, your eggs in one basket, whatever that saying is. Just move on because the next person may answer. So I'm glad that you covered that. So I just kind of want to reiterate what you had said. With this joint venture program that we have, and this is open to people that have purchased courses from others throughout YouTube or whatever, and they're still stuck. I hope I'm understanding what you were just saying. They're still stuck and need,
They haven't
you
done their
know,
first deal yet.
they haven't gotten their first deal yet. They need the mentorship. They need the leadership. They need something in place where they're able to, if they need to reach out, they can actually physically speak to someone over the phone. Um, they have a whole back office that will assist them with verifying the claim to make sure that there is a surplus there. And the back office will file all the documents. Well, they will get the signature from the claimant through DocuSign and submit the information over to the attorney. And all you got to do is sit back and get for it and earn 40% from that claimant. I'm just trying to wrap everything up what you were saying.
Yeah,
Is that pretty much
exactly.
what you're saying?
Exactly. All they have to do, like I was telling the students last week on the Zoom call, all you have to do is call, text, and email. Call, text, and email is all we're asking you to do.
Okay.
We're trying to make this the exact opposite of what we did when we started. We didn't have leads. We didn't have phone numbers. Didn't have email addresses. We had to spend time, valuable time to put all that together to
Mm.
find it and then see if it was right. This is a few years later. It's 2024 going to 2025. So yes, we're going to provide you all of that. Well, only thing you have to do is just jump on the training, jump on the coaching, jump on board with the team. And we're going to provide the phone numbers, email addresses, and we're just ask you to email, text, and call. Get them on board, ready to go. We'll provide the paperwork. We'll provide the DocuSign, and we need to send it to them electronically. Some people a little bit more old school. We may need to mail, send the stuff,
Yeah.
email specific to a mobile notary, where we're providing the documents to the notary, and the notary is going to go out and get the signature. Or like we got somebody in Alabama we're looking for right now. We mailed the documents to him. He got it notarized and mailed it back to us. And now we've been in the process of looking for his little brother. And he's been going back and forth with us over the last 5, 6 months on why his brother was kind of fighting this battle with drugs and alcohol and things of that nature. And he says he found his brother online and through other family members, and he's at a local rehab center. And he's going to attend church with him. This was last Sunday. And he told us to go ahead and mail the paperwork to him, and he'll provide it to his little brother where he can sign off. So now we had a air case where mom died in Alabama, and there she had 2 sons. We got one son signed up, and we're trying to find the other one. But throughout the process of talking to big brother, he like, man, he's strung out on drugs and all this shit going on. Excuse my French. He like, he ain't in his right mind right now. I ain't heard from him. I don't know where he at. And over the last 5, 6 months of going back and forth with him in this situation, he said he was able to find his little brother and go ahead and mail him the paperwork, and he'll get him signed up for us. So, like I'm saying, in that situation just shows this business, you just have to stay on course. Just keep going, stay on course, keep going, stay on course, keep going. And, in that staying on course and keep going, you will find a reward and a prize of your hard work and your due diligence of you continuing the pace and just saying, hey, I'm gonna keep going. I can do this. And if you keep on going, you can do this. You'll eventually get a deal wrapped up. This is how the pieces go. It's how the puzzle pieces itself together, God willing.
Now, I don't want to jump to conclusions. I'm going to ask you this question. You know, I know this is it could be a hard conversation for people when you start talking about finances and money. People get a little uncomfortable and get into their emotions and their feelings. But
Yeah,
from what I'm hearing you talk about, I'm not going to assume that this is free because
yeah,
that will be like mind blowing if this was all free. And
yeah,
so, can you kind of go over what the joint venture, like how does that go? Because I know that, you know, we spoke off camera and we were talking a little bit about it, but you were saying something about a donation and my mouth just flew open. I said, a
yeah,
donation?
yeah,
Oh my gosh, that's like a win-win. You're telling me I can
yeah,
donate and be a
yeah,
part of this? So
yeah.
talk a
You
little
can
bit about
donate.
that because I know
You can,
everything is
you
not
can,
free.
you can donate. You can gift it because everybody's in different places and perspectives in their point in life. You know, some people have the amount up front for our course, so they can go about taking care of that. They can pay for the course. Some people, like we have the 60-day challenge that we do every 2 to 3 months, they have the amount that they can put in for the 60-day challenge. So I understand the ethnicities and the backgrounds that people come from and where we're at in this time of day regarding finances. So I remember, I understand seeing all this information on YouTube and not having the finances. Like I don't have 3 Gs for this course. I don't have 7, 8 Gs for this course. I don't have 2,000. I don't have 1,000. I don't have 600. I don't have 700. Um, so we want to cater and benefit to everybody regarding what they're doing. If you could pay, great. Come on in. Let's get started. Let's get your first deal. But I want to wrap this up by saying I don't want anybody to have an excuse. So if you got the determination and you want to do it, and you God has already spoke with you and you spoke with God, you say, hey, if I'm offered the opportunity, to team up with good people, to work together, to be providing mentorship and help and assistance, and but family up and team up with a family orientated um people that are willing to kind of assist me and help me in this situation and answer my questions and phone calls and texts and emails. Are you willing to do your part? So if you have it, great. If you don't, just get with us. Me and Karen will see where you at in your surplus journey, and we'll still meet you halfway regarding what you may have. And we are taking donations and gifts to kind of help you because we don't want a situation on why if you're wanting to get here and you're wanting to get your first deal and you're needing another stream of income, and you're saying like, hey, I could do this and I want to do this. We don't want you saying, hey, well, I don't have $2,000 or $1,000 or $600 or $700 to get started. We don't want that to be a reason on why you can't invest in yourself and why you can't join the team and why you can't get started. We want to eliminate any and all of the excuses that someone would say on why I can't do this business or I don't have it right now. Bills are tight. I got kids, your rent, the electricity bill, light bill, water bill, gas bill, and everything else. I'm
Everybody.
taking care of dad, I'm taking care of mom, I'm taking care of grandma, I'm taking care of all the situations that may come up regarding on why I can't, why I don't have it. What if we could eliminate that also? And you could just pay a fraction of that in a small gift or a donation, and we still get you on board to try to help you get your first deal. And then once you get your first deal, we'll just go about taking that on the back end, once you get your first deal with a little interest on kind of helping you achieve your dreams and goals and aspirations that you have. So we're not even going to go for the excuse of I don't have all that right now. I can't pay $2,000 or 600. I don't have that right now. I don't have half of it right now. And I'm probably not going to have it Friday. Okay, well, if we could erase that, or is there anything else stopping you besides that? Because we're not going to allow the money to stop you. If you're actually ready to get started, if you're actually ready to get on the phone, start calling, texting, email people, and hopefully get your first deal within the first week or 2 weeks, like our star student, Miss Cedar, did. Because we had that conversation with her and she was like, I was about to do this, I was about to do that. Thank y'all. Okay, are you ready to get started? Let's get started. Boom. A week and a half later, she calling back on the phone. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I think we may have been at the state fair, or I'm not sure where we were at.
Was at the grocery store
And
when you
she was,
talked to her.
yeah. She was at the grocery store. She was calling us talking about, hey, I got somebody. I got somebody. I need y'all to answer the phone. We
Oh, when
emailed
she
her.
got somebody, I thought when we first spoke to
Yeah,
her, when we first spoke to her, we was at the grocery store. But when she got somebody, I think we were at the fair. Yeah.
yeah. But it just happened that quick. And within a week and a half of her joining our program, she
Mhm.
first deal, tax
Yeah.
surplus deal. We got taxes, y'all. We helping these people with. We got mortgages. We helping these people, y'all. They got foreclosed on for both of them. So we got so many people to help in so many different cities and states and counties. Yeah, there's going to be more foreclosures today. There's too many of these things to keep up with. And with her finding somebody way back in March, you can see that this business is not saturated. You can imagine how some of this old money is just sitting there in some of these cities and states, and it's just getting dust on it because
Hmm.
it's so old. Old money is sitting around here that hasn't been claimed. Go ahead, Karen.
I forgot what I was about to ask you next. Because you were saying about the excuses. There's no excuses as to why you can't do this. And I'm like 100% with you on this because we made a great investment this past week. And it wasn't even a question of if we had it. If you ain't got it, you better find a way to get it. That was kind of where we were at. Like, well, if we don't have it, or, if it's our last, oh, well, that's the greatest investment we can make in ourselves. And then, just to look back, 90 days from now or 5 months or a year from now to know that that investment, our return on investment on what we made, we got back in sometimes 10. So that's how you have to look at everything. So like Jason said, don't find any excuse as to why you can't do this and what's stopping you, because I'm speaking directly to those that are coming over here and already have a course. You spent the money for that course and now you found yourself kind of still stuck and need a support system. So
Don't
you don't have
quit. Don't
anywhere to
quit. Don't
go.
give up.
You can't quit.
You've already got started, and you're like, hey, I spent this money on the course, and I still got questions. I still got concerns. I'm not sure what to do. Cool. Come on, let's get started. Let's start emailing. Let's start texting. Let's start calling these people.
Yeah.
Don't give up on yourself yet. Don't quit on yourself yet. Don't like, hey man, I just got this. I don't have money to get to buy. No, okay, cool. Let's get to work. Don't start doubting yourself. Let's work together. Let's get it done. So we're just trying to assist and help provide all the value and assistance we can on making sure you succeed. We're going to do all we can on making sure you're successful. So I guess what we offer here at Loyalty Royalty Recovery is maybe like the opposite of what everyone's providing. In the YouTube world, it's the exact opposite. A lot of people want to, they want that sister or brother, a homegirl, a homeboy, or the mentor or whomever to be available to them when they want it. I want to call. We speak to so many people. Call me, call me, call me, call me, call me. Email me, email me, email me, email me. You got so many people. And now if you are just excited to make these phone calls and email people like you are to us, let's get started. Let's start calling and email some people, and we'll see what we can do to help you to make sure you're successful.
Exactly. As much as
So
we would
I don't,
love
if
to
you've
see you
already
home.
getting a course or you got a course or you're thinking about getting a course or whatever it may be, because we get all of those emails, on a weekly basis. Now let's talk about actually getting started and getting your first deal. We're going to eliminate everything that you said that you talked about, and we're going to move on. So that's
Now
what
there
that's what we're trying at the
Now
moment.
there is one other thing. I know I just spoke to the ones that, that have courses and they're coming over here, but for all our newbies, for everyone that is new
Yep.
to this, never heard about the surplus excess
Yep.
funds overage business, and
Yep.
you want to dive in deeper. Again, I go back to what I said at the beginning of this video. Please go and visit the YouTube channel. Don't just watch my videos. Go watch some of the other people that are teaching us. They're all our friends. Everyone that you'll see, Sean Bougie, Nick Fuller, Eric Richardson, Bob Diamond. These are all giants that, right alongside of us. that are working this business. So that was one thing that we
That
did when we
we
got
learn
into
from.
it.
We learned
Yeah, we learned from
everything from
them.
them.
Exactly.
We're just the little ladies and little gentlemen on the shoulders of giants that we're learning
Mhm.
from on the shoulders of giants. They've already done it. We're just following in our footsteps. If we need to reach out, we can still reach out to these people. Like Nick, I reach out to Eric. I reach out to Bougie. We're in this game. It's all about learning.
Yeah,
That's all this is about learning. If you're new and you're not sure how to do it, you hadn't heard of it like Nikki. Cedra, she didn't know everything also. She just
she
got
showed
with
it.
us. She was thinking about doing it. We gave us a hey sis, let's put some earmuffs and blindfold, everything else you were thinking about. Call these people, text these people, email these people. They owe money from a foreclosure sale. They may not even know. Call them and tell them, here's the script. You may go off script because they're gonna talk back to you. This is a real conversation. And she said she went into the script. He interrupted and started talking about other stuff. She just went back to it. Next thing you know, he was asking, can we meet? Because he was local to her area. She's in Florida. He's in Alabama. Next thing you know, they meet the next day, agreement signed, done, boom. 30 something, 32, 33,000. And I think we're going to get 35, 40% of that and split it on the back end. So she just made a 4-figure check off a 5, 6, 7 minute phone call. And I don't even know if the phone call was that long.
It wasn't even that long.
After her first few phone calls, she said she just started this like Nikki. She didn't even know what she was doing. She didn't know. But she said, okay, I'm going to start calling people. Got a deal. So
Yeah.
don't be scared, Nikki. Don't be scared.
Just
It's
understand.
okay.
All you have to do is just understand the business as far as what happens after foreclosure. Oh, there's a tax or there's a tax sale that happens or there's a mortgage sale that happens. Oh, they're auctioning off their property. Okay, what's happening at the auction? Well, there's people bidding. There's an overbid that's going to come about. Okay, what
They
happens to
said
this overbid?
you owed an amount. You owed an amount. I didn't mean to interrupt you because I want to feel that part in.
Go
How
ahead.
are overages created? They owed 100,000. That's why they getting foreclosed on for taxes or mortgage. Let's just throw a number out. Boom, the house is sold, or land was sold, or building was sold, business, whatever. Boom, sold for $200,000. Well, they only owed $100,000. It got sold for 200,000. So 200,000 minus 100,000 is $100,000 sitting somewhere that these agencies or government is not going to specifically call Nikki name or call Nikki family to let them know that they owed $100,000. Because if Nikki don't know and don't nobody tell her and don't nobody tell the family members if Nikki and them grandma done died or papa and them done died, if nobody tells them, we're going to keep this money. So that's why we do what we do because it's so important to help people. Because we would want somebody to call us if we were in this situation, our grandma or our granddaddy died, uncle or auntie, or if it was our sister or our brother, or if it was us. That's why we do it.
And one thing I encourage a lot of our students to tell the claimant when they're on the phone, if they get stuck and don't know where to take the conversation, you just let them know. You don't never give a dollar amount. You just say, this is kind of close to the end of your call when you're wrapping it up. I love this part where you say, well, let's just verify the amount. And we have to make sure that there are no other judgments and liens because that will like happen. And when that hits the fan, it's hard to go back and re-explain it. So you always want to like explain it to them, like right at the top. Let me go and verify the amount. Sometimes they already know, sometimes they may not. You just don't know what you're
Yeah,
gonna get.
exactly.
And
So
you
that's
just want to
why
let them know.
it's a little bit of all of the above. You can tell them, but you might want to tell them after that. We do have to verify and make sure there aren't any liens or judgments. So just
And make sure there's a
this
surplus
is an
there.
estimate. Yeah, this is an estimate. If they ask, if the conversation goes there,
Mhm.
because you're not sure how the conversation is gonna go.
You don't.
Till
You
they
never
say,
know.
okay, help me. Till they
Yeah,
say, okay, yes, I'm ready to get started. So
yeah.
just say it has to
Or,
be
hey, I've
verified.
got a lot of people calling me and so from there you kind of know where to go. And that's what our training and our coaching, our weekly coaching allows you to come on and say, hey, I've been talking with this one lady and she's saying that she's getting a lot of phone calls. Okay, now your next conversation needs to be, well, what percentage are these other companies presenting to you? and then just kind of get them to talk. That's the whole um, feel of the business is you always want to get them to talk. You want them to do majority of the talking. You don't want to do too much talking. Let them talk and find out information.
Yeah.
Get the information. Come to class weekly during the training and say, well, they asked me this. Okay, this is what your follow-up call gonna be. This. They answer all their questions and to get them to wrap it up and try to, go ahead and go with you and sign up. Because you're not gonna get them. Well, okay, I'm not gonna say that. I was about to say something. The Cedra would say you a lie. I was gonna say you can't get them on the first phone call, but Cedra,
You can.
she
You
did.
can. You can, and you will, and
You
you
can.
can, you will, you must get them on the first phone call because it happens. I've done it
Yeah,
before. I'm not sure if Karen has done it before.
I have.
You got Mr. John at the condo out the first phone call. So all it
Yeah.
takes is you calling these people, telling them what's going on, telling them they owe money. And if you call enough people saying, I'm here to get some money due to you from this property, if you call enough people and say you had just helped and pass out money, somebody gonna say okay because you passing out money. You ain't asked them. Tell them you need to pay a bill. You tell them the opposite. Hey, the bill already been paid. There's some money due back to you from the bill. It's
Mm,
already taken care of. You're
I
passing
like
out the
that.
money. You ain't calling them, asking them, hey, you do on this or you need to pay for this. Nah, you call them and saying, hey, this is property what's over here from whomever, and it has you down as the next of kin or the mom, the dad, the sister, the brother, whomever it may be, and it's owed back to you. And I'm just here to inform you about it. Did you know? And they'll inform you like, hey, this is mom's property or this is dad's property. And I've been getting these phone calls. I'm not sure if this is real or you're going to get, are you serious for real? Yes, please. Yes. What do I need to do? Okay, you're going to email the documents to me. Okay, great. And keep in contact, get an email address, let them know you'll be their point of contact throughout this claim process. It's usually 30 to 60 to 90, 120 days. Sometimes in certain situations regarding a mortgage or a tax foreclosure, it could be longer. And you just let them know about the process and you're going to keep in contact with them and follow up with them throughout the process until the claim is closed and complete and paid out. How hard is it? How many phone
Not
calls
hard
do you
at
have
all.
to do before you get somebody to say, okay? Now that part is going to be on you. It's going to be when you start texting and when you start calling and when you start emailing. And every lead that you get, you call, you text, and you email them. You hit them 3 times with a call, a text, and the email. And sometimes people got all this connected to their phone, so they're going to see the call on the phone. They're going to see the text on the phone. And some people got the Yahoo and everything else connected to the phone also, where they can see the email. So all you got to do is do that part. You do that part, they call you back, say, okay. Or you get somebody online, they say, okay, me and Karen and the back office team, we're gonna do the rest. So you don't even have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about finding an attorney. You don't have to waste time on that.
Yeah, I like
Anything else
that.
you and Nikki got? Any questions you got? Any questions Nikki got? Or you just got Nikki in here getting her some VIP attention right now regarding
She
it.
getting some VIP treatment because I tell you, we sent this email out to a lot of people that have been kind of straddling the fence. And it's okay because I know they're gonna probably come back and watch the replay. I may just post this on the YouTube channel. I'm not sure, probably so. But yeah, you have the VIP treatment, Nikki. That's what we call it when we have like one or two people jump on them. Like you can have the floor
Because
as CEO.
everybody could be busy. I know a lot of people, work the 9 to 5. They're at the just over
Yeah,
broke, they're not able to get on. So with me and Karen, our schedule's a little bit different. So anybody that's available, working part-time or working from home, if they're available, we ask them to jump on. So we appreciate you jumping in, Nikki. And I'm sure with Karen, y'all having that ladies relationship, I'm sure she's going to fill you in on what's going on, how we do this business, and we welcome you to the team. And it's only a matter of time for you get your first deal, and you'll be on our
yeah.
next our testimony regarding I got a 4-figure or 5-figure check from a phone call or a
Yeah.
text message.
She get the golden treatment,
Well,
right? She just had lunch with me last week, and I'm just telling her everything. I'm just spilling sauce all over the table. I think that little cat was gonna jump on our table and lick all that sauce up because I was just talking, telling Nikki everything. So, what do you? And
yeah.
any questions, Nikki?
Well, thank you guys for having me I'm at
No
my
problem.
other job,
No
so
problem.
it's kind of loud, but um I guess my biggest concern coming in is just learning it, talking to people and, you know, I'm wondering if it's going to be too hard for me to close the deals, but I'm still excited to learn and, just to kind of try it out. Like I was telling Karen earlier, this next month coming up is a little slower, so I'll have more time to kind of, invest in it and just kind of really dive into it and watch more of the videos that you have online. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to learn something different. So, we'll see how it goes.
I do have a question for you, Nikki. My husband had asked me earlier, are you bilingual or
No,
I know back home you have a lot of bilingual people in the
yeah,
community.
yeah. The,
Okay.
the second language in Belize is Spanish, but I grew up in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
I
yeah,
did. I told him, I said, I think she's been Americanized. I'm not
yeah,
like I'm not sure
yeah,
if she's bilingual.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, we got some bilingual friends. Bring them on over. We definitely don't mind. We could use the
Yeah.
help. And
okay.
once they see that it's real, and once that they get that direct deposit or that wire transfer, or I think our last couple of students, we paid them through Cash App. Once they see it, see those four figures that they both got, they will be like, okay, I just made this off a phone call. Made a phone
Okay.
call. And these were deals in Georgia. Georgia one took about 5, 6 months. And the other one in Tennessee, I think after we was chasing them down and trying to get them to sign up after about 2 to 3 months, that one
30
was closed
days.
out and paid out within about 3 weeks to a
Oh,
month.
3 weeks. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
30 days. I still call it 1 month. So you're not going to get that a lot unless you're in some of these other states. Our favorites are Tennessee, Texas, and Nevada. But come on in, Nikki. Aaron will definitely fill you in since y'all got that y'all have a personal relationship after, the unclaimed funds or surplus funds. Y'all have other side businesses and other businesses y'all do between each other. But welcome to the team, Karen, to fill you in. And for
Mhm.
everybody else that missed it, Karen may put this on YouTube where y'all can check it out. But we look forward to having y'all. So if anybody, whatever city and state you may be in, we look forward, to having you. Alabama, Arkansas, uh, California, Connecticut, wherever you may be, Delaware, Georgia, if you're in Idaho, Maryland, Kansas, y'all just reach out to us. Illinois, Indiana. I'm trying to go through all the states in my mind. Massachusetts, looking at some of her,
You
Michigan,
don't know how
Minnesota,
to do the alphabet on the states.
yeah,
You didn't
New
learn the
York,
song
Ohio.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut.
I never learned that one.
Pennsylvania, Rhode Island,
Oh my
South
God.
Carolina,
That's the only
Tennessee,
way I know
Texas,
the states.
Virginia.
Oh,
Coach said he had some people in Virginia, Washington, Wisconsin. If y'all out there, y'all reach out to us. If y'all want some leads in y'all state, we'll give them to y'all leads in y'all state. We'll find you another state you want to work in, but don't let an excuse stop you from making 4 to 5 figures off a phone call, a text message, or email. Because I promise you it's real, y'all. I promise you it's really real. And if you just dedicate a few hours a day, sometime on Saturdays and Sundays, if you got extra time to help somebody, reach out to inform them about some money that they probably didn't know, you're gonna get a check and you're gonna be ecstatic and amazed that is actually true. So y'all, wherever y'all at in those particular counties, we got leads for you also. Jump on in the pool, the water is fine. But let's
Can
help
I
these
just say
people.
this? I knew
Go
it
ahead.
was, I know it's real. Every time I step foot out of my door, I know it's real when I look at our beautiful cars. That's how I know it's real. To come
Well,
from
I
our
guess you
situation.
didn't start there. We started at
No, we didn't start there.
some old raggedy hand-me-downs. We had to get it out the mud, y'all in the dirt, just as y'all, and I'm sure a lot of people trying to do the same thing. They working on their credit, they working on this, they working on that, because you do got dreams, you do got aspirations, you do got visions, you do got things that you want to do, and you hold yourself at a high standard, and you got these goals and these accomplishments that you want to handle and you want to do. And you're tired of working for somebody else, and you want to do your own business, and you want to have yourself open to do different things and work with different people. And that's just something we had to do, and it's something that I had to do first of all. And then I had to tell Karen, like, hey, Karen, you got to do this too. You got to help me because if this is true, that we can actually help somebody, this check that we get from helping these people could be 4 or 5 figures. And our first maybe 2 to 3 cases that we closed were, I think, 5-figure direct deposits. And that's way bigger than any check that we would get at a job on a week basis or a biweekly basis or a monthly basis. It was enough to change our financial situation where we didn't have to work, at a job anymore after we got that first one. I think our first one was like 15,000. And once we done that, I had already retired Karen. But once I was able to get that 15 grand shit, I was able to retire myself and like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna keep on doing this. I'm gonna do this right here. And I think our next one was maybe like 20 grand or something like that, or 25 grand. So after those two, it was a
What
wrap.
was our biggest one?
Maybe like 30 something grand, maybe, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's
it's
it.
out there, y'all. And then when you
Happens for us, it
contact
can
these
happen
people,
for you.
yeah, you contact these people and they like, okay, because it's almost a dream come true.
Yeah.
It's almost a dream comes true. So these people out there and they're waiting on you. They there.
Yeah, they are. All right. Well, if that's all that we have, I'm going to say have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. And I will catch everyone on our Wednesday coaching call. I'll make sure you get that link, Nikki, so you can jump in there because we actually go further into the business. So I don't want you to miss that. But just check out the YouTube channel, get in tune with that so you can just kind of get the gist of what's going on. And I'll make sure that you get all of our learning materials so you can just kind of filter through that. And then I'm gonna set you a goal to be ready to start making phone calls next week. I know that you say you're gonna have a little bit of time in November, but I promise you this only takes an hour or two out of your day. Don't feel like you got to get up early in the morning and start calling people. They don't want to be bothered in the morning. They at their job just like you at your job. They ain't got time to be answering your phone call. The evenings and the weekends are the best time to call these people and reach out.
No,
So
I would
I'll
say
make
the morning time.
up that.
I would say the morning time because I got started in the morning for Mrs. Honeycutt out in Tennessee. And her property just got sold that day. I called her maybe like 11, 12 in the morning, 10:30, 11 in the morning, and left a voicemail on her phone. She called me back maybe 10, 15 minutes, and I had a notary at her house because she said she work all day. Sweet old lady, probably like 60 some years old, said, babe, I work all day. I'm working 12-hour shift. And I can sign that agreement paperwork tomorrow. Just have the notary come to my house. My house is fine, baby. Have them come tomorrow. I get off about 7 p.m. I'll be home about 7:30, 7:45. I can sign the agreement. That was 35% of 113,000. So now let's just get on the phone real quick before we get out of there. Because Karen talking about the best time to call these people. Now, the best time to call these people is any goddamn time, and especially the early birds still get the worm. So $133,403 times 0.35% is about 46,000. So that 30,000 that I was talking about, our biggest claim, this may have been one of the biggest ones. This one was like 46 grand on the back end, if I'm not mistaken. No, let me do it again. I'm sorry, forgive me. This is 113,403. So times 0.35% of that, that was 39,000 and some change on calling somebody after she just got foreclosed on and being the first one to dial her because she was like, hey, people had been calling her before the foreclosure, but I was the first one to call her and let her know that there was some unclaimed funds after the foreclosure. So calling these people, the best time to call them is immediately. Anytime you're available, call them, call them.
I have a quick question, and it may be a
Go ahead.
silly question, but if people, if their house goes into foreclosure, but they're able to sell it before it actually, um, before they actually lose it, is there still
Okay.
a surplus?
Not for them. If they sold it to somebody
Mm-hmm.
before it got foreclosed on. So we're
The
not sure
foreclosure
what
process has
happens.
to happen.
Yeah. The foreclosure process has to happen. and then there has to be a surplus funds generated. So let's just say Nikki has a house that's in foreclosure, then someone comes along and say, "Hey, Nikki, I want to buy your house for whatever,
Mhm.
whatever," and you sell it to them. Now they own the home. So it wouldn't be specifically Nikki's foreclosure surplus
Mhm.
funds because she sold it to somebody else. Now, if they got the house and then they're not paying the mortgage and their foreclosures,
They
we're going to
can.
be
Mhm.
looking for them than Nikki because Nikki sold them the property before it was foreclosed on. So if they don't pay and then they let it foreclosed on, because we got to look at the deed information to see who's actually on the deed. Then we have those situations where we're calling Nikki and them family, the Glamad family, like, hey, and then we look at the deed like, here, now Nikki sold it to Karen Michelle and them before the foreclosure. So it look like Karen Michelle and them and whoever this
Mhm.
is and their family are actually owed the funds. So that's a good question, Nikki. So if you sell it before it's foreclosed on, they own whoever that is, they own the property now and not you. But
Gotcha.
if
Okay.
let's go down the line and say it's foreclosed on, we're gonna be looking for them versus you because they actually got foreclosed on, not you, since you sold it to them.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
All questions are good questions, Nikki. That's a great
Yeah.
question too.
Mm.
All right.
Anything
Well,
you
this
got,
is
Karen, before you get up out of here?
I got 1,000 things to deliver, so I ain't got no more questions. I can wait till Wednesday if I have any
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Anything
All
else we got,
right.
ladies?
No, no,
That is
that's
it.
thank you guys so
Thank
All
much.
right.
you.
So
You're welcome.
thank you, Nikki. We holler at you later. All right, Karen.
All
I'll
right.
holler at you
Take care.
later.
Bye.
All right,
Bye.
bye, ladies.